Welcome to the video, everyone.
This is Rage Bait.
What up, chat? Make sure you like and subscribe.
All right, welcome everyone. So today I have Crissy and Dave here with me, and we're going to be talking about Hyrox and why you should and shouldn't sign up and what the difference is between Hyrox and CrossFit. So, what is Hyrox?
Tell me. Do you have it written down?
I don't have it written down.
She's asking you.
You're asking me? Oh, I was just going to read what I had written down.
Okay, in my definition, Hyrox is CrossFit with a lot of running, no barbells, no muscle ups, basically no hard gymnastics. That's my definition.
And if you have been living under a rock and actually don't know what Hyrox is, it's a fitness competition indoors, combines 8 kilometers of running, kilometers, with 8 functional workout stations alternating between the two. One 1K run, then one station repeated 8 times. It's going to be the same format wherever you go, wherever you do it. It's worldwide. They get thousands of people to sign up. It's the big fad right now.
Yeah, it's like signing up for a 5K race with some extra running and then some CrossFit movements. What are all the movements?
There's rowing, there's wall balls, there's ski erg, there's burpee broad jumps, there's a sled push, a sled pull, kettlebell carry, there's lunges. I said burpee broad jumps.
Okay, yeah. Is that lunges with the sandbag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
they're all functional movements. They're all great. It overlaps a lot with CrossFit.
So it is CrossFit though.
It's a long CrossFit workout. Yeah, 100%.
But the thing I heard when you were describing what Hyrox is, it's the same every time. So that tells me it's repeatable, which is not CrossFit.
Correct. Yep. CrossFit is constantly varied. And in CrossFit, we classify it as GPP, general physical preparedness, meaning we need to be prepared for everything. What we do is always varied. It's not random, but it is always varied. So anyone who does CrossFit and is proficient at CrossFit can do a Hyrox, has the skills to do Hyrox. It might just take them a little while because we don't run as much as you might if you were training specifically for a Hyrox, but you could do it.
You could do it if you just do CrossFit. Is that what you're saying? Or if you're just like a random person that doesn't train for CrossFit?
No, I think if you're a CrossFitter, meaning that you do the prescribed CrossFit methodology, which is you have your nutrition in line, and then you're doing constantly varied functional movements at high intensity, relative high intensity, and you're doing that 3 to 5 days a week. In an affiliate, ideally, would be a great place to do it. Then you are prepared to do
CrossFit Herndon specifically.
I mean, CrossFit Herndon is probably the best place to get prepared for.
That's why I've always done CrossFit.
Yeah.
Well, for many reasons, but I always wanted to be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Like pick up anything, be pretty good at anything I decided to do physically. Like if I want to try jiu-jitsu, if I want to try Muay Thai, if I want to go run like a marathon, if I want to do a triathlon, like I've done all of those things and been fairly like in the middle, right? Because we're not specialists, so you can do really well, even if you don't train for something like that.
Yeah, I've even had mental tug of war with myself when it comes to certain things in CrossFit in our affiliate where we have an event coming up, and I tend to gear the programming towards specific movements to that event. And do I really need to do that? Like, for example, we have Murph coming up. And so it's a much higher volume of pull-ups, much higher volume of air squats, push-ups, running. And so we'll incorporate more of that into our training. Do we need to? I would say no. But the one reason why we might gear our programming that way is because we want people to come in on Memorial Day and do Murph.
Feeling competitive,
but then also they can then come back the next day and they're not going to be completely beat up because they haven't hit that volume. And so that's where specializing, you might see it a little bit in CrossFit in the programming, but for the most part, we're just going to be doing anything and everything that we can to just build our fitness, really.
Yeah. It's not like we're preparing for Murph and just like, oh, it's all body weight. We're going to ditch the weightlifting.
Yeah,
We're still doing
we're still snatching. We're still getting upside down on our hands.
All right, what's
still
next?
using machines. Yep.
I guess I wanted to talk about more like, why do you think Hyrox is drawing in so many people? Like, even people that don't do CrossFit seem like they're interested in signing up for Hyrox, and like the Hyrox is filling up so much. Like, it's even hard to like register for it because they'll open it up and it fills up immediately.
Yeah.
So why do you think it's so popular right now?
I mean, it's definitely trending. Like, it's everywhere. You see, anyways, like in social media.
Yeah.
But I think it's super accessible.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
anybody can do the movements. Super easy to train for running.
I don't know if it's bad to call it a fad, but it's new. It's the new.
Yeah.
It's the new sexy thing to do right now.
It's shiny.
Shiny, bright, and everything, and it looks incredible. Like I've watched some of the events, and I'm like, that looks cool. And they do them in some of these venues that are just absolutely gorgeous. Like if you look at the World Championships in France, where they do it is phenomenal. And so like I think it's attractive because it's new. In the same way that like marathons and Spartan races and Tough Mudders, like those were really popular for a while when they first came out. I think people are drawn to fitness and being fit and healthy. And so like this is a way that they can have something that they can sign up for, and then it gives them a motivation and a motivator to train, and they can do it with friends.
It's challenging. It's fun. It's accessible. 100%. Like the difference between like watching, if you just like click on the channel and you're watching a Hyrox event versus watching, like, click in, watch a CrossFit Games event. In CrossFit Games, you're seeing athletes do movements that takes years to train for, like a muscle up, a handstand walk, a 300-pound snatch. Like, you have to train for that. You can't just walk in and be like, oh, look at me, I can do it, right? Usually you're going to go to a CrossFit gym and take foundations. They're going to teach you how to properly move through these very complex movements, what's the right technique to use, which takes years to develop. For a Hyrox event, people are seeing people run, lunge, squat, throw something, push something, pull something. Everyone can do that.
Yeah. And it's like, you wouldn't see someone who doesn't do CrossFit just randomly signing up for a CrossFit competition. But then you see people that normally don't do CrossFit signing up for like Hyrox. So I guess it's like just an easier thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the skill level, there's a very low barrier to entry.
It's not as intimidating.
Right. And I think there's, you know, in CrossFit's offense, I think there's a common misconception with CrossFit, because people do turn on the TV and they see a CrossFit competition and they see those insane athletes, and then they think like, I can't do CrossFit.
Right.
And so what I would want to say is that is the 1% of the 1%, and everyone can do CrossFit and everyone should do CrossFit.
Like, there are grandmas and grandpas that can do CrossFit.
I mean, what did they say originally in the Foundation's article? It's you know, it's for CrossFit is for the grandparents and it's for the Olympic weightlifters. It's for everyone. Everything is infinitely scalable, accessible, and it'll make you live longer.
Absolutely.
So doing CrossFit, people think perhaps maybe it's not as easy as it really can be. And so,
also it's not easy though. There's so many things, like so many different things like to get good at. It's really hard to be good at CrossFit, actually.
It's hard to be. Well,
absolutely,
because there's just so much.
You're never. Yeah. I mean, what do I say? CrossFit never gets easier.
Yeah.
You just get better and you just get fitter, and then you go on to the next thing. Like, you know, I don't have muscle ups yet. You do, and it's still hard.
Yeah, and I guess maybe that's why people can be more drawn to Hyrox, is because it just seems like it's not as overwhelming. There's not as many like elements to it.
Yeah.
It's scary to put, like, people can get intimidated or scared to put themselves in an invulnerable position where they're not good at something. And so I think that's kind of the other like wall or hurdle to get over, is like having white belt mentality of being someone brand new to something and being like comfortable enough knowing that you're probably going to fail a few times. You
Yeah.
probably going to look silly, feel
Right.
silly, but no one's ever judging you. But I think a lot of people don't feel comfortable enough to challenge themselves to put themselves in that position.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, you know, maybe not doing CrossFit sounds easier because you're not putting yourself in that position where you're like doing something challenging
Yeah.
and new. Whereas like Hyrox, it's just still like it's basic movements. It doesn't take a lot. There's not a big learning curve to figure out how to do those things.
Very accessible. And we always say when you walk into our gym, it's check your ego at the door because CrossFit will humble you.
Yes.
But there's another element too that I've been kind of recently like pumped about with CrossFit is like the skill adaptations that we've been, we do every day. Learning the snatch, learning the handstand walk, learning, kipping and moving your body. And as you're developing these skills, I've talked about this to you guys too much, probably that you're annoyed by it, but we get to turn on that part of our brain that used to be there when we were kids, like learning, and your mind actually becomes sharper by learning new skills. And I think it's really important for people might say, why would I ever need to learn how to snatch? And I would recommend everyone and their grandparents learn how to snatch, even if it's with a PVC pipe, because they're learning how to use coordination with their body. They're learning how to build power. They're learning how to just control their body. And so let's say, your all parents trip over a curb or something. They need to be able to catch themselves.
Yeah.
Or if they fall, they need to be able to pick themselves up. So that's why we do so many burpees. Functional.
Sometimes I have a hard time getting up off the floor and I'm like, wow, this is why a burpee is so important.
Exactly.
So how would you recommend people train for Hyrox versus if someone need to
CrossFit.
Yeah, train for CrossFit.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be we're biased, but we also think we're right.
We are right. Everyone else is wrong.
CrossFit is a way that you can train for Hyrox. Now, I
would add more running.
I would add a little more running,
1,000%.
and I would add, as you get closer to the event, like adding in those specific elements. Like I mentioned with Murph, you don't want to get there and like having never carried kettlebells before, having never burpee broad jump before. So you can add that in once a week, maybe twice a week leading up to it. Some intervals where you run, come in and do some ski, run.
Interval training is going to be the best
Interval
for
training is amazing.
trying to get faster.
Yep.
Like, I think, it's not necessarily as simple as adding running. I think it will that will help, obviously. But if your goal is there are people that have done this before. So how do you even get better at a Hyrox if it stays the same every time? You already know what to expect. So practice in intervals, because that's the easiest way to get faster at something that is as long and aerobic as a Hyrox event, where you're just moving for what are their times, 26 to 35 minutes, maybe 40. I don't know. Depends on the length of it.
Yeah. I know the best in the world. A Hyrox event takes an hour. Sub 1 hour is like a great time.
Yeah.
So like for the everyday me, it would be like a 2-hour event. But yeah, so like adding interval training is an incredible way to increase your aerobic capacity without having to just run for 2 hours every day. And
Mega, how would you train for it? You train for comps all the time.
Okay, well,
How do you train for competitions?
Well, okay, so I follow the programming, and I have a coach that gives me programming, so I don't have to think about it very much. Apart from that, I really don't. I don't know. I don't really know how to answer that. I just like do the.
I can answer for it.
Mega's just fit. She's just fit. She just shows up.
Maybe that's part of the answer
Yes.
is that Mega is very well rounded because she does CrossFit, that whatever a competition in CrossFit throws at her, she's going to do. Now, if the competition does announce events early, similar to how you can prepare for a Hyrox by doing those movements and practicing them, like that's a good way for Mega to feel prepared for it, is to try either a portion of whatever the announced workout is or the workout itself, just to test it and get a feel for it. And so, we have all the equipment in our gym where someone could come in and say, I want to test, myself for a Hyrox that I have coming up, and so we could help them do that. And yeah.
Yeah, I would practice different techniques, figuring out what works best for me. I would practice transitions. Yeah.
Yep. Transition's a big deal in Hyrox for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more question. Why do you think someone should sign up for a Hyrox, or in what situation do you think they shouldn't sign up for a
Life's short. Why not?
Hyrox? Okay. That's a good answer.
If you haven't been doing CrossFit, you shouldn't sign up for a Hyrox. So come join our gym first, and then you can go. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I think people should sign up for Hyrox because, like we said, it's a big, long CrossFit event, and fitness is fun, and fitness is good for you. And so, challenging yourself at a Hyrox is phenomenal.
I think it's a great way to mix up your training too. If you feel like I mean, obviously we shouldn't be dictated by motivation, but we've all been there when, we have periods of time where you're just like not feeling like going to the gym that often. I think having these events like a Hyrox, a local CrossFit competition, the CrossFit Open, it gives you something to look forward to. It kind of keeps you in check and be like, there are other things besides me just working on my health and fitness or losing weight that I can focus on and push you or drive you to like keep showing up.
Yeah, that's good. I think it really depends on someone's goals. Like if you're trying to lift heavier, I wouldn't recommend signing up for a Hyrox because that's not going to help you with your goals there. I mean, you can't be good at everything all the time, so you have to pick and choose your priorities.
As CrossFitters, we don't want to be great at anything. We just want to be pretty good at everything.
Generalists.
Yeah. Pretty good at everything. So, and I mean, I would say anyone who is comparing the two, I mean, again, we've said Hyrox is an event. CrossFit is a methodology for training yourself for an event. And if you came here to train for a Hyrox, and then, hopefully you will build the community around you and have a lot of fun. And then you go do your race, and then you come back on Monday and keep training CrossFit, and then, be the best athlete in the world and live forever.
So would you do it, Dave?
I would do it.
When are you signing up?
It's expensive, and it sells out. It sells out so fast. I would need to be on one of those teams of 20 or whatever they are, where you
Is
get
that
level
a
ones.
thing?
I think there's like teams of 4 where you do like 2 stations. That's it.
But I feel like that's harder though, because then it's like a sprint. Your section of the thing is a sprint.
But that's how I'm built.
But then it's over.
I'm built as a sprinter.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
I could
don't have any
probably.
slow twitch muscles.
I could do okay, but my goal's not to get smaller than I already am. I want to hold on to my muscle mass as much as possible, so I'm going to keep lifting weights and doing CrossFit.
Yeah, we have members here that are doing it, and we're going to cheer them on.
We are coaches. I'm a level 3, level 2, gonna be a level 2. So we do know how to train for this stuff. So ask us for help if you need it.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think, and if you guys are signing up. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.